Om Shanti. 18 Steps of Brahma Baba. Step 1. Will everything of yours and become full of willpower. Father Brahma willed everything of his as his first step. First, he fully willed all his weaknesses and defects, and then he willed all his physical and subtle wealth. He never thought about what was going to happen in the future or how it would happen. He willed everything at a stroke, Jakku, and so received willpower. In the same way, you children have to follow the Father. Step 2. The intention to make others even higher than the self. Father Brahma made the children even higher than himself, and he made every child go first in every aspect and gave them such regard. He put the lesson of you first into practice with his attitude, vision, words and actions. He always kept the mothers and sisters in the front. Follow the Father in the same way and you will then become equal to the Father. Step 3. Experiencing spirituality in the worldly things. While doing any work, Father Brahma always maintained his angelic stage. He transformed worldly things into spiritual things. There wasn't any worldliness visible in his actions or his sanskars. He made his thinking, speaking and doing equal. Follow the Father in the same way. Let every worldly situation be transformed into something spiritual, even in your seeing, hearing and speaking, and thereby become equal. Step 4. Loving to everyone and cooperative with everyone. Father Brahma was loving and cooperative to everyone in every way, in every form. He always remained merged in the love of the one Father. Not a single second or thought was without cooperation. In the same way, all of you children have to be loving to all and give the practical proof of cooperation. Step 5. Always free from the desire of fruit, ignorant of the knowledge of desire. Father Brahma did not have any desire for the fruit of any of his actions. Because of always having the awareness of the Father in his every word and action, he didn't have the slightest desire for any fruit, even in his thoughts. He sustained everyone with an altruistic attitude. Even while having knowledge of the reward of any effort, he didn't have any attachment to that. In the same way, you children also have to remain beyond the desire of name, respect and honor, be ignorant of the knowledge of desire and then do service. Sustain everyone this way, for only then will the moths surrender to the flame. Step 6. Qualifications of a constant yogi. Every thought of Father Brahma was for the service of world benefit. He gave the experience of humility, humbleness, and greatness through his every word. In his awareness, on the one hand he was an unlimited master and on the other hand, he was a world server. On the one hand, he had the intoxication of having all rights, and on the other hand, he was respectful to all. He was always a bestower and a bestower of blessings to all souls. Even to a soul who rejected everyone or who defamed others, he gave the feeling of being a benevolent soul. Follow the Father in the same way. While having good wishes on each soul in front of you, be a world benefactor. These are the qualifications of a constantly yogi soul. Step 7. Free from attachment even in your thoughts and dreams. While living in the old world, Father Brahma remained free from attachment to any person or possession in his thoughts and even in his dreams. He was always seated on the Trimurti throne, always had awareness of the three aspects of time. He was always aware of the three aspects of time in every action, and he made his every action an elevated action, a pure action. He stayed beyond old sanskars and nature. He always remained seated on the seat of a detached observer. Follow the Father in the same way and become a true Raj Rishi. Step 8. Keeping balance of maturity and being entertaining. On Father Brahma's face, you always saw signs of maturity as well as a smile and maturity, that is, introversion. The sign of that was that he always remained lost as in the depths of the ocean. 1 minute his face would show signs of him churning knowledge, and the next minute, his face would be smiling and entertaining. We saw both qualities on his face. Let your face be a copy of Father Brahma's face in the same way. Let Father Brahma be visible through your character and your face. Become a photocopy of Father Brahma in this way. Step 9. An image that grants visions through the experience of the stage of being lost in love. In the beginning, people had visions of Father Brahma while they were sitting at home. They all experienced someone personally speaking to them and signaling them. In the same way, this will be experienced at the end through the instrument souls. For this, like Father Brahma, always remain lost in the love of one. This stage of being lost in love will make you into an image that grants visions. Let there not be any type of burden on your intellect. Let your daily schedule be the same as Father Brahma's, for only then will others be able to experience the scenes of the beginning at the end. Step 10. A master ocean in all virtues. Father Brahma was a master ocean in all virtues. He experienced the inheritance of all powers in his practical life. Along with this, the elevated and great stage of the soul is completely viceless, complete with all virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete, follower of the highest code of conduct, completely non-violent. He put this greatness into his practical life. You children also have to become full of all virtues and all qualities in the same way. While experiencing all powers, become a master ocean of all virtues, for only then will you be able to serve as a bestower of blessings and a great donor. Step 11. Being a true server with the speciality of being an instrument and having humility. Father Brahma always experienced himself to be an instrument and remained a true server with great humility. He made this his natural nature. The intention of benefiting the world was clearly visible in his every action. All the facilities of happiness and comfort, all his virtues and powers he had attained, he donated all of them for the upliftment of souls and became a great donor. He transformed each one's defects into virtues, he transformed loss into benefit, he transformed defamation into praise. So, adopt such vision and awareness and become a true server. Step 12. Number 1 in both renunciation and fortune. At the beginning of establishment, Father Brahma became an instrument in the physical form. He received a letter from Alpha, God, and so renounced everything for service. He became number one in his renunciation and also in his fortune. At the end too, in order to uplift the children and make them avyakt, he became a resident of the subtle region. So, while following the Father, both in renunciation and in fortune, make yourself complete and do service and become a resident of the subtle region, the same as Father Brahma. Step 13. Do the service of spreading elevated vibrations with a powerful mind. Father Brahma used to stay awake at night and do the service of spreading vibrations. Whoever takes the initiative in this is Arjuna. While doing any service, while making chapatis, while being on guard duty, always stay in the form of powerful remembrance. Serve the world with your mind. A world server doesn't just do single work, but double work. Let your hands work physically and continue to donate powers with your mind. Serve while being an image of virtues and you will accumulate double. Step 14. As well as being one who uplifts others, be celibate. Father Brahma always uplifted others and, together with this, in his life of dying alive, he remained celibate from the beginning to the end. A celibate life means a pure life like that of Brahma. Call it Brahmachari, celibate, or Brahmachari, following the footsteps of Father Brahma. Be constant in that from the beginning to the end. Let your purity and cleanliness not be disturbed in any way, for only then will you become worthy of worship. This is known as following the Father. Step 15. Always victorious with the power of transformation. With the power of transformation, Father Brahma transformed anyone's words and intentions. He transformed defamation into praise, he transformed insult into praise, disrespect into self-respect, defamation into upliftment. He transformed obstacles of Maya into ways of being absorbed in the Father's love and was always victorious. Follow the Father in the same way. He wasn't cooperative just with loving souls. When you make souls in whom there is no hope into souls with great hope, then you can say it is a wonder. This is known as following the Father. Step 16. Being an embodiment of success by granting a vision of your original form with the mirror of your soul-conscious stage. With the powerful mirror of his stage of soul consciousness, Father Brahma always gave every soul a glimpse or a vision of their original form in a second. This is known as the stage of a light and might house. Just as the Father kept the form of light and might and the almighty authority, Father Brahma became the same as him. In the same way, you children also become complete with all powers, the same as the Father, and become embodiments of success. With the jewel on your forehead, give everyone a vision of their original form. Step 17. Experienced in the reward of the confluence age, merged in love and free from hard work. The confluence age is the age to be merged in love, it is not the age of hard work. It is the age of meeting. It is the age of the moths merging into the flame. Children are the crown on the head, the decoration of the home. The children of the Father are the masters. So, always remain experienced in such an elevated stage. Follow the footsteps in every way, in your thoughts, words, deeds, relationships and connections. Continue to place your steps in his footsteps. The reward of the confluence age is to be equal to the Father in your stage and be seated on the heart throne. The stage of perfection is not just for a few moments, it is for life. It is an angelic life, a yogi life. Remain merged in such love and experience a lift that makes you free from hard work. Step 18. The practice of coming into the subtle, avyakt, from the gross, vyakt. Though Brahma Baba is subtle, he still comes into the corporeal and carries out some tasks. In the same way, you children have to stay in your avyakt stage and make your physical organs function. Let your drishti, words and thoughts be like those of the fathers. Just as Father Brahma is the father of the unlimited, children also have to be the same. To the extent that there is closeness, let there be that much equality. At the end, you children too will become creators of your creation and experience this in a practical way. Just as the Father automatically remembers his form of being a creator when he sees his creation, you children will also have a similar stage, number-wise. Come, let us follow the footsteps of our dear Brahma Baba.